recently SNL decided to get one of the worst comedians of all time and also one of the best comedians of all time to both host SNL back to back. And the noticeable difference between the two is actually not shocking at all. It is very obvious who is better at comedy when comparing these two.
Inside Amy Schumer is back on Paramount Plus. I can't believe I have the honor of being the final host before the midterm elections. What did I say? Sorry, I was thinking about what's at stake if we don't vote.
I was mad about something. He said, I can say anti-Semitic things, and Adidas can't drop me. Now what? Adidas dropped that nigga immediately. Ironically, Adidas was founded by Nazis, and they were offended.
One is just focused on making you clap for different political ideas and opinions. The other one is actually focused on, well, doing what his job is, which is making you laugh. Anyways, in today's video, I thought we would talk about what makes Dave Chappelle and Amy Schumer so different from each other. In other words, what is the difference between laughter versus clapter? I just realized, has this thing been off the whole time? You have gotta be kidding me! Now, to truly review and analyze these monologues in the best way possible, I'm going to be watching each one and basically just pointing out the parts that I think are most important to talk about, and then I'll start comparing them after that. As the wise Maik the Liar once said, you gotta save the best for last. Which is why we are going to be reviewing Amy Schumer's opening monologue first, so that way we at least have something to look forward to as we trudge through that awful swamp that is Amy Schumer's jokes.
Oh my goodness, yay! Oh my goodness, I can't believe she's back! Yes!
Thank you very much. It's so great to be back here hosting Saturday Night Live. I've been so busy. You may have seen my Hulu show, Life and Beth, and Inside Amy Schumer is back on Paramount Plus.
I'm not surprised she named it Inside Amy Schumer because that's basically all she talks about during her stand-up sets.
We should bring the family. I bet she talks about like shopping, and then they get here, and I'm like, my pussy.
What is that? What happened
That's
there?
my vagina.
And I can't believe I have the honor of being the final host before the midterm elections. What did I say?
Oh no, that's you just had to make it political, didn't you? You just couldn't resist. You couldn't resist, Amy. You just had to. You had to make it political in some way.
Sorry, I was thinking about what's at stake if we don't vote.
Oh, that was a joke right there. That was a good one, Amy. It was a good one.
People love giving pregnant women advice, don't they? Like the whole time I was pregnant, I had this one friend, she kept telling me, you gotta do prenatal yoga. It really helps with the birth. So I immediately signed up for a C-section. But no, I did. I had a C. Came out the sunroof.
Bro, what did I just say? Did I not call that? I literally just called that. That's crazy. Can we get a rewind on that? Can we get a rewind on that thing I said? I'm not surprised she named it Inside Amy Schumer because that's basically all she talks about during her stand-up sets.
And no matter how you give birth, the doctors all tell you, and it could be vaginal, C-section, they almost never come out of your butthole, but they tell you...
Bro, what is this? This is like 4th grade humor. Like, we stopped making these jokes when we were like 12. What is this?
No matter what, as soon as you give birth, the doctors are very serious. They say, you cannot have sex for 6 weeks. You got it? 6 weeks, no sex. I was like, okay. Hey, remember when you just Wolverined my fupa open? Remember that? How about 6 years? That's when I think I'll be ready, okay? Remember? His foot got caught on my intestines. When can I get raw dog from behind, please?
Okay, I'm sorry. I might have some serious mental problems or something like that because all of those jokes literally made no sense to me. Like, I can't. I'm sorry. Like, none of them made sense. Let's do a play-by-play of what she just said there, okay? So she starts by saying that the doctors told her 6 weeks without sex, and then she says, "You Wolverined my fupa open. How about 6 years?" She's saying she's gonna wait 6 years until sex, or is she saying the doctor's gonna go to prison for 6 years? Like, I don't know what she's talking about. Then she just randomly says his foot got caught in my intestine. What? Where did that come from? What are you talking about? And for some reason that only our Lord and Savior knows, she decides to say,
Why can't I get raw dog from behind?
Like, what? What does that have to do with anything you just said? What are you talking about? I swear, half of the reason she probably says these jokes is purely just for shock value. Like, these aren't cohesive. You're just saying random things to try to get a reaction out of people.
But my husband and I, we do have a good sex life.
Bro, who on this green earth wants to hear about you and your husband's sex life in a stand-up comedy bit? Can we get a show of hands? Anyone want to hear about this? No one? Okay, let's move on, please.
We do. Married people, have you found this? We have found that the best weekday to have sex is always tomorrow. Yeah, we're like, we ate today, maybe we won't eat tomorrow. That'll be a good day for us. My husband's the best. He always, before we have sex, he puts the lights on, and I shut him off, and he puts them on. And he's finally like, "Amy, why are you so shy? You have a beautiful body." And I was like, "Oh my God, you're so cute. You think I don't want you to see me?"
Wow, comedic genius right here. She just called her husband ugly in front of millions of people. And that's funny because, men are lame. That's right. Feminism. That's what I'm talking about.
So sweet, right? But I'll be honest, it's awkward having sex with your spouse. It is. Because, like, that's your family. Like, I have Thanksgiving with you. I lay out your sweaters,
Okay, I'll give it to you. This is one joke that's actually kind of funny. Like, it didn't make me physically repulsed when I first heard it, so, I'll give it to you.
My husband is diagnosed. He's on the autism spectrum. He has autism spectrum disorder. It used to be called Asperger's, but then they found out, this is true, that Dr. Asperger had, like, Nazi ties, Kanye. It's weird.
That's not a joke. Like, that's not a well-written joke. You started talking about a doctor who they had to not use the name of for the autism spectrum because he was a Nazi. And then you just say Kanye. Hilarious. That is so funny. You wrote that down as a... Oh my gosh. Please, everyone, remember this joke when we start listening to Dave Chappelle's monologue where he's talking about the Kanye and, Nazi stuff. But it's actually funny. So just remember this joke.
He never really lands a compliment with me. He tells me I look comfortable a lot. We have different love languages. Like, a couple weeks ago, we were sitting outside, and it was a nice night. It looked like it was going to rain, and I was feeling kind of sentimental. And I was like, even though these past couple years with the pandemic and everything, it's been so stressful, I said, still, this time being with you, being with our son, they've been the best years of my life. And he just looked at me, and he said, "I'm going to go put the windows up in the car." Yeah, it's my guy. It's one of the times we play the game, autism or just a man?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give no comment on that one. Yeesh. That's... wow.
And I'll leave you with what he said to me right before I came on stage tonight when I said, "Babe," I said, "is this okay?" He said, "Well, it's too late."
Bro, her husband has got jokes. That's hilarious. Why isn't he on? We need to get him on stage. This guy could be a massive comedian. So let's just do a quick overview of what we got from the Amy Schumer monologue. So first off, she started with talking about, inside Amy Schumer. and then she started talking about how ugly her husband is, and then started talking about how her husband has autism, and how having autism and being a man is the same thing. And that's it. Oh, she snuck in a hilarious Kanye Nazi joke. That was hilarious. And that's actually about it. That's all the jokes that were told. Anyways, let's move on to what we've all really been waiting for, especially me. Let's listen to Dave Chappelle's SNL monologue.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Chappelle!
Thank you. Thank you very much for being here. But before I start tonight, I just wanted to read a brief statement that I prepared. I denounce anti-Semitism in all its forms. And I stand with my friends in the Jewish community. And that, Kanye, is how you buy yourself some time.
So this first joke is actually pretty great because it basically is going to allow me to prove my point with this video right now. So you're probably thinking, how am I going to critique Amy Schumer for making a political statement at the beginning of her stand-up and not critique Dave Chappelle for doing the same thing? Well, let's just break down both of them real quick. Where Amy Schumer will just say political statements and present them as if they are jokes, Dave Chappelle will actually bring up political topics that are currently going on and make a joke out of them, because that is what a joke is. The basis of Amy Schumer's joke is just, hey, everyone go vote, which isn't much of a joke at all. And like the title of this video says, everyone in the audience just claps along like the trained seals that they are. And whether or not you agree or disagree with Amy Schumer's statement, that doesn't really matter. That's not the point I'm trying to make here. I just want to make that clear. The point I'm trying to make is that you can make jokes about whatever political topic you want to, but it has to be an actual joke. Now let's take a look at the first joke that Dave Chappelle makes. All he is doing is making fun of the current topic in general, because he goes after Kanye, he goes after the people that are canceling him, he goes after everyone, which is what a comedian is supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be making fun of the current political topic, not necessarily just spouting off your political opinion on the topic.
I gotta tell you guys, I've probably been doing this 35 years now. And early in my career, I learned that there are two words in the English language that you should never say together in sequence. And those words are the and juice. I've never heard someone do good after they said that. Kanye's gotten into some scrapes before. Normally when he's in trouble, I pull up immediately. But this time I was like, you know what? Let me see what's going to happen first. I just want to see where this is all going. I can't even remember how it started. Vaguely, I remember it started with a tweet, strange tweet. It was like, I'm feeling a little sleepy. I'm going to give me some rest, but when I wake up, I'm going to go DEFCON 3 on the Jews. And then he just went to bed. I was up all night worried. What is he going to do to the Jews?
I just want to come in here and say this real quick. The reason why I'm not commentating on this very much is because it's just funny. It's good comedy. It's good humor. He's nailing it. It's hilarious. Like, I have nothing else to say other than that he's just delivering a great stand-up set. And I know Dave Chappelle's comedy isn't for everyone, because not everyone enjoys his style of it. But for me, it's one of my favorite styles of comedy.
I grew up around Jewish people. I have a lot of Jewish friends. So I'm not freaked out by your culture. I know a little bit about it just from hanging around. I'd be like, yo, let's go out after school tomorrow. They'd be like, we can't go out. It's Shana Na tomorrow. I'd be like, where? What is Shana Na? I had so many questions. Why do some of your people dress like Run DMC? from that nap, he went right to work. A year ago, I'd seen him on a podcast called Drink Champs. Great show. And it was an amazing appearance. Noriega and them were there, the rappers that I love, and they all had their gold chains and stuff on. And Kanye said, only millionaires wear chains. They said, what? He said, I'm a billionaire. Billionaires don't wear their money on their body. I tucked my chain and I said, oh, snap.
So obviously this segment of the video is going to be a little bit shorter, talking about Dave Chappelle's monologue, even though his monologue is longer than Amy Schumer's, just because, like, I don't have much to say about this, and I don't want to just, you know, play the SNL monologue in full and just have you watch it. If you want to watch the full thing, I'll put a link to both of the monologues, even though you're probably not going to want to watch Amy Schumer's, but I'll put a link to both of the monologues in the description if you want to watch the full-length versions of them.
It was a good appearance. It was fun and funny. But when he woke up, he went on Drink Champs again. This time, he was on one. He was mad about something. He said, I can say anti-Semitic things, and Adidas can't drop me. Now what? Adidas dropped that nigga immediately. Ironically, Adidas was founded by Nazis. And they were offended. I guess the student surpassed the teacher.
My husband is diagnosed. He's on the autism spectrum. He has autism spectrum disorder. It used to be called Asperger's. But then they found out, this is true, that Dr. Asperger had, like, Nazi ties, Kanye. It's weird. Yeah.
I guess one of the things I do want to show is this one moment where Dave Chappelle actually tries to get some, if you will, clapter from the audience.
Kanye got in so much trouble, Kyrie got in trouble. Kyrie Irving posted a link to a movie that he had seen on Amazon. No caption on the post or nothing like that. But apparently this movie had some, I don't know, anti-Semitic tropes or something. And it was some weird title, like From Hebrew to Negro or something. And the NBA told me he should apologize, and he was slow to apologize. And then the list of demands to get back in their good graces got longer and longer, and this is where, you know, I draw the line. I know the Jewish people have been through terrible things all over the world, but you can't blame that on black Americans. You just can't. You know what I mean? Thanks for the one person that said who.
I just wanted to point out the fact that Dave Chappelle does, you know, expect some sort of like clapter here. Just so you guys don't call me hypocrites, I'm being unbiased, okay? I acknowledge he wanted some clapter in that situation, all right? Get off my back. Thank you.
Listen, okay, I don't think Kanye is crazy at all. I think he's possibly not well. Well, I've been to Hollywood. I don't want y'all to get mad at me. I'm just telling you. I've been to Hollywood. This is just what I saw. It's a lot of juice. Like a lot. But that doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? There's a lot of black people in Ferguson, Missouri that doesn't even run the place. I would see if you had some kind of issue. You know what I mean? You might go out to Hollywood and you might start connecting some kind of lines, and you could maybe adopt the delusion that the Jews run show business. It's not a crazy thing to think, but it's a crazy thing to say out loud. And I kind of like this.
This is one of the craziest parts to me about the entire monologue, is the fact that he says, but it's a crazy thing to say out loud, and the audience already starts to clap, as he says in a climate like this. So they don't even hear the fact that he's kind of making fun of them as well.
And I'm watching the news now, they're declaring the end of the Trump era. Now, okay, I can see how in New York you might believe this is the end of his era. I'm just being honest with you. I live in Ohio amongst the poor whites. A lot of you don't understand why Trump was so popular, but I get it, because I hear it every day. He's very loved. And the reason he's loved is because people in Ohio have never seen somebody like him. He's what I call an honest liar. Well, I'm not joking right now. He's an honest liar. That first debate, I'd never seen anything like it. I've never seen a white male billionaire screaming at the top of his lungs, "This whole system is rigged," he said. And across the stage was a white woman, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, sitting over there looking at him like, "No, it's not." I said, "Now, wait a minute, bro. It's what he said." And the moderator said, "Well, Mr. Trump, if in fact the system is rigged, as you suggest, what would be your evidence?" You remember what he said, bro? He said, "I know the system is rigged because I use it." I said, "God damn." And then he pulled out an Illuminati membership card and chopped a line of cocaine up and did it right at the podium. No one had ever heard someone say something that true. And then Hillary Clinton tried to punch him in the taxes. She said, "This man doesn't pay his taxes." He shot right back. "That makes me smart." And then he said, "If you want me to pay my taxes, then change the tax code. But I know you won't, because your friends and your donors enjoy the same tax breaks that I do." And with that, my friends, a star was born. No one had ever seen anything like that. No one had ever seen somebody come from inside of that house, outside, and tell all the commoners, "We are doing everything that you think we are doing," inside of that house. They just went right back in the house and started playing the game again.
See, this is one of those moments where I feel like this could only be done by Dave Chappelle in such a great way. Because he's the only person who I feel like could exhibit this amount of great storytelling. Because that's all he's really doing, is he's just telling a story, but he just does a great job with it.
The war in Ukraine brought it all into focus. And lucky for everybody in the Western world, the Ukrainians are way better fighters than we thought they'd be. I mean, these guys, God bless them, they're doing good. They killed 10,000 Russians the first week of the war. Even the Vietnamese were like, "God damn, those some good numbers." This is before they had weapons. Before we started sending them weapons, they was killing Russians with things you can find around the house. That whole country, Ukraine, is littered with traps like Home Alone. They was stepping on rakes and touching hot doorknobs. Ah! How is Russia losing to the Ukraine? That would be like America losing the war to Colorado.
Alright, I know this is going to be a hard decision for a lot of you, but either you listen to Dave Chappelle make hilarious comparisons of Ukraine, Colorado, and Home Alone, or get this, you can listen to Amy Schumer talk about her and her husband's sex life. I know, that is a very hard choice. I don't know how you could possibly choose between those two. They're both just so great. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm trying to be satirical, but it's way too difficult to do that.
Nobody listens to me. When I tell these jokes, you ignore me. My first Netflix special, what did I say? I said, I don't want a sneaker deal, because the minute I say something that makes those people mad, they're going to take my sneakers away. And the whole crowd was like, ha, 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 ha. But now you see Kanye walking around L.A. barefoot with his chain out. This guy lost $1.5 billion in a day. $1.5 billion in a day. I saw that. I said, "Put your chain on, nigga. Welcome back."
I mean, this is such a perfect ending to this whole stand-up set. Just bringing it full circle. It's great. Like, I have nothing else to say about this, alright? This is laughter. Amy Schumer's was just Clapter, and then talking about other things which we shall never speak of again. What happened in this video stays in this video, everyone, alright? If anyone asks, I never watched that monologue, okay? Because that's just embarrassing.
It shouldn't be this scary to talk about anything. It's making my job incredibly difficult. And to be honest with you, I'm getting sick of talking to a crowd like this. I love you to death. And I thank you for your support. And I hope they don't take anything away from me. Whoever they are.
This is like the first time that SNL has actually been funny since, to be honest with you, I think I'm way too young to even think about the last time that it was funny, but I mean, Chris Farley, Van Down by the River, I mean, that's a classic.
Let me give you a little bit of a scenario of what my life is all about. First off, I am 35 years old, I am divorced, and I live in a van down by the river.
The last time I remember SNL being somewhat funny was when they did the Star Wars skit with, like, Kylo Ren.
Have you guys seen Kylo Ren's lightsaber?
Yeah, man, that thing's weird looking.
No, it's not. It's awesome. Here, let me go see if I can find it. I'll show it to you. Look, I found Kylo Ren's lightsaber. Look at it up close.
Dude, that thing looks dangerous, man. Poorly made, like a little kid made it.
Then you don't have to look at it anymore! Tim? Tim! Oh no, he's choking on food. I see what's in your mind. And it is
Dude, Matt straight up sucks.
I have a bombshell announcement to make, guys. I'm not Matt. I'm Kylo Ren.
You're Kylo Ren. You're Kylo Ren, we know. I knew when you threw me through the soda machine.
I knew from hi, I'm Matt.
That was the last time, and this is like the only time in my entire life where I've watched more than 10 minutes of SNL. So SNL, let this be a lesson to you. If you want to, you know, not die out and be more appealing to Gen Z, fire all of your millennial writers, just fire all of them, and maybe hire some people that are actually funny, and maybe we'll actually watch it from time to time. But honestly, probably not, because it's on cable TV. So, yeah, never mind. You're already in the dirt, basically. You might as well just start helping out, digging your grave. Yeah. Anyways, guys, that was the difference between Dave Chappelle and Amy Schumer. It's a very glaringly obvious difference, as I think you can all see now. At least, I hope I made it obvious that there is a glaring difference. If I didn't, then my bad. Anyways, guys, that's all I really wanted to talk about. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for 50 subscribers. That's pretty sick. All right, I don't know why I always end these videos so awkward. I don't.